Question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to wave on, and I thank all of our witnesses for joining us today as we look to examine the Biden administration's energy and environment spending, a series of decisions that drastically increase waste, fraud, and abuse in our already bloated bureaucracy. In my own state, the state of Georgia, excuse me, the Biden EPA handed out $2 billion, that's B, billion dollars, to the Stacey Abrams-backed group Power Forward Communities in April of 2024. Power Forward Communities received this money even though it was founded only a couple of months earlier in late 2023, and it never managed anywhere near the grant's dollar figure. It reported, in fact, listen to this now, just $100 in total revenue during its first 3 months in operation. Went from $100 to $2 billion. If that's not waste, fraud, and abuse, I don't know what is. But nevertheless, Ms. Murley, let me ask you, if a concern about conflict of interest or ethics was brought before the EPA Office of Inspector General, how would your office handle that?
It would depend on the circumstances involving the complaint that was brought to our office, but we would look at, if we were talking about the conflict of interest involved with EPA employees, we would look at the ethics agreements involved, the financial disclosures of those individuals, and then if we're talking about the
So you do look at the financial disclosures?
Yes, in the situation
Of the group or the individuals? Or
well,
both?
in that situation, I was talking about the individuals, but
Okay.
then we would do, there's two different scenarios. There's the EPA employees who are working on a program, and then the conflicts of the recipients of the federal funds.
Okay, would it stroke your interest if you saw where a group had only had $100 in revenue for the first 3 months and then all of a sudden was being given a grant of $2 billion?
That would be something that we would be interested in
Sure.
looking at.
Okay. Have you heard of this grant that was given to Power Forward Communities and before? Have you heard about this? I'm sure you have.
I've not specifically that one, but no, I don't recall.
You don't recall?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's been a lot.
There has been a lot. But in the state of Georgia, this is of, as you can imagine, of interest to us. So can I just ask you, would you commit here that you will ensure that these funds were properly allocated? In other words, will you please look at what happened with Power Forward?
Yep. Yes, we are initiating work in the IRA space at this point in time to look at the EPA's.
You are a little hesitant. I mean, is that a yes?
Yes.
Yes, thank you, thank you. All right, let me ask you this. How can EPA be sure that programs are spending money wisely and not giving their friends at these organizations free rein over American tax dollars? I assume this is what we're speaking to earlier when you say you're looking at the disclosures of the EPA officials as well as the group itself?
You look at all of it. When we conduct audits or evaluations, we look at how the program was set up, the internal controls in place, what checks that they have.
Did you look at this? Do you know? Before this money went out, did y'all look at it?
I don't know off the top. I would have to get that for the record.
Can you get that for me,
Yeah.
for the record? Mm-hmm. You know, what was looked at and what concerns were expressed, if any?
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Mr. Black, let me ask you this. In your opening statement, you mentioned the fast nature in which funds moved at the Department of Energy and $46 billion in loans completed between December of 2024 and January of 2025. That's got to be a record. Wow.
Yes, that is incredibly fast. For example, 15 years ago during the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, the Department of Energy Loan Program Office issued about $40 million, don't quote me on the number, approximately, over 5 years. So
over 5 years.
Issuing
And yet in 1 month we had $46 billion. Did that raise any?
Oh yeah, that is of concern to us, and we are definitely looking into the facts and circumstances surrounding the pace with which those loans have been signed.
Mr. Chairman, I really do appreciate this hearing. And thank you for holding this. Come on. We need help here. Ms. Murley, we really do need help. I look forward to your answers to my questions. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate your opportunity to wave on, and I yield back.